So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club for our second semi-final here on the Sheikh Sultan bin Zayed field of His Highness, the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2022. Just see there a quick view of Luquin Monteverde, who will be starting off on Bacha. The cooler part of the evening. And Bautista Vejaga, we're starting off on Maestra. This here will be the second semi-final, and this is between Habtoor and the UAE. The temperature saying 29 degrees. I believe it feels like it's probably dropped a little bit more than that, but we'll take it at that. Thank you very much indeed. So our team's out here for the full lineup of these two who are very familiar to you, those who have been watching the 18-goal series here in the UAE, the Gold Cup series in Dubai, and of course His Highness the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2022 down here at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. Both of these two teams met in the finals of the silver and the gold. Habtoor coming out the winner of the silver, UAE winners of the gold. Let's see who's going to go through to the final of His Highness the President's Cup against Bin Ryan, the winners of our first semi-final. So for Habtoor Polo, we have Mohamed Habtoor playing at number 1, Juan Jauretche at number 2, Matias Colo Gonzalez at number 3, and of course, Bautista Vejaga at number 4. You see Jauretche quickly mounting up there in the Habtoor camp, wearing the red shirts, and UAE in their white. It'll be this afternoon. And for UAE, playing at number 1 will be our Highness Sheikh bint Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. At number 2 will be Lucas Luquin Monteverde. At 3 will be Tommy Beresford. And at the back door is Hassel Grotto. Hassel will be starting off here on Illuminate. Tommy out on Pantanoso. Mather starting on Truman. Our umpires out on the field will be Tim Bound and Peter Wright, third man, Santiago Togota. For Habtoor, as I said, Bautista will be on Maestro, Cunha, the grey for Colo Gonzalez, and Juan Jauretche starting on Pacifica. The UAE team is chatting with Lucas Monteverde. Some great bloodlines in there, some going back to the favourite, a great mare of mine that I knew from New Zealand originally, and then went to Elliston by the name of Pinky from Tony Devich there in New Zealand, then taken to Elliston in Australia, and then producing such stallions as Clarence and Cabernet, of which there are a couple of them out here this afternoon. I'd also like to mention that you also have 3 Sages playing out there for the UAE team. Lucas Monteverde got some incredible bloodlines, which he has been quite keen also on the Mr. Prospector influence as well. But Sage, I think we'll all know very well indeed for those who are interested in the breeding side of it. So the umpires just calling the 2 teams up here to get this second semi-final underway, to see who's going to go through again to play against Bin Ryan for our finals on Sunday here at Ghantoot Racing Polo Club for His Highness, the President of the of the UAE Polo Cup 2022. So who are we waiting here for now? We're just waiting for, I believe it's Mohammed to come back to the line-out, and also Luquin. Tommy just having a quick more of a warm-up there on Pantanaso. And then we'll get this match underway. Acuna, the mare that Kulo's on, very familiar grey, easy distinguishable in her action as well, pretty floaty, but if she gets the opportunity to run, there's not much that'll touch her. So just wait for Tommy Beresford. Come back to the middle, we'll get this second match underway. So just deciding which way we're going to be going, and it looks like it's all being done. And it looks like we have, as they all just disappear from the line out. But looking at it, we have the UAE going right to left, back towards Dubai. And Habtoor in the red shirts heading towards the scoreboard in the Abu Dhabi end. And the ball's underway to start our second semi-final. It's stuck in the middle. Hassel looking for that one there, as is Lukeen. They're all getting hooked off out of it. Didn't come out quite cleanly, that ball, but trying to come away with it is Lukeen here now. Lukeen breaks away from it. It's now left here for Bautista. Bautista Bejiga. Oh, Meister comes under the neck with that one there, looking to try and get that one up for Mohammed. Mohammed just waiting for it, but Mather just slips in between, just taking it away from Mohammed for the backhand of Beresford. Send out for Hassel. Hassel Krotto. Lukeen's gone forward. Hassel looks to see what his options are. Taps it forward, loses that momentum going forward, but this time he unleashes it and sends it out there, tries to get it up there for Tommy, but he's taken off out of that one there by Kulu Gonzalez. Kulu comes in, takes it away there from Lukeen. Kulu and Lukeen together. Kulu gets ridden off out of it by Lukeen. He comes forward with it once again, gets hooked off out of it. Kulu flicks that one up forward, gets another bite of that one there and sends it up here now for Bautista. Bautista going back on this one here. Looks to try and pick this one up, can't do so, does. Lets the players pass on by, and he settles it down. In comes Beresford. Comes with a bit of a swoop and a miss, and he comes round onto it, and the inside of him there does Bautista. Bautista comes under the neck and straightens this one up in towards the goal. Tries to get a bit of that one there. Does Lukeen, as Lukeen takes this one and follows it out over the back line. So an attack from the UAE, not amounting to much, and it was sent back in to the throws by Habtoor. But it goes wide, and it's going to be Hassel to bring it back into play. Hassel coming under the neck here now, looking for Beresford. Beresford picks it up here now. Cat looks to come inside Bautista, who managed to flick that one away. Bautista poaches the ball a lot, but he managed to get the better of him there, did Tommy. Tommy looks to come inside, being protected there by Hassel from Kulu. In comes Bautista, doesn't miss it that time, gets the sneaky play and takes it away. The backhand ricochets off the pony, it's picked up by Gonzalez. Gonzalez takes it forward. This time, looks to open it up, couldn't do so, didn't quite get the distance he was looking for. It's flicked away from him there by Beresford on the bounce. Lukeen's just ridden off out of that one there, and in comes Bautista, picks it up and sends it up here now for Kulu Gonzalez. Kulu takes control of the play once again, brings it forward now, goes on the run, takes it in the air, takes it forward, comes off the mallet of Hassel, and he gets another bite of that one there. Hassel comes in with a big bump and a shove, and he gets the better of Kulu on that one there, leaves it for Juan Jaureche. Gets stopped by the pony, and coming into this one is Kulu. We get a whistle on the play. As Beresford gets himself turned back onto the line. The umpires blow the whistle and drop the ball down here now for penalty in favour of UAE. And a lot of para going on here at the moment, and the whistle blows again. Whilst I make the mind up, I'd also like to say, hopefully you're still watching us, here is Alex Martinez. Good morning from Wellington, Florida, and Raja Mate, hola, saying good afternoon. We just had to stop in the play there because Bautista just dismounted from his pony. A little bit concerned about it. And of course, the pony's been of tantamount importance. Need to look after them first. As Bautista just steps down and he's looking for a pony. So if we love to hear from you out here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, for those watching throughout the world, and let us know where you're watching from for this second semi-final here this afternoon at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. The shoe's going to go forward to play against Bindrai. You know all the usual social media contacts. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Polo Line OK for Instagram, Polo Line Int for Facebook, and of course at Polo Line for Twitter. So I'd love to give you a shout out, ladies and gentlemen, if we can. And we'll just resume play here now. Now Balti's got himself mounted back up once more for Tommy Beresford to bring it back in for the UAE. 75. No, he circles round and Hassel brings it in. Hassel taps it up. Beresford goes one way, goes the other way, comes under that kid, does Hassel once again. Same diamond pattern, comes off the boards, in comes Bautista, takes it underneath the net. Who's be first onto this one? Luquin trying to steal that one away there from Juan Jauretche. He's going at pace here now, is Luquin. Luquin comes off the pony, but he still keeps moving forward on this one, avoiding the hooking play, but the ball just darts out one side. Pushed off out of it there by Bautista is Tommy, setting it up underneath the neck now for Juan Jauretche, and he just leaves that one behind, and Beresford picks it up for the UAE, faces up towards goal, he looks at it, pulls trigger and sends this one in towards the goal, and through the goal it is. Opening up the account here for UAE is Tommy Beresford. 1 goal it is to the UAE. You see on the replay there, just turned back inside of Kulu. Kulu just turned around and left enough space for him to have a look at it, because he would have been impeding him otherwise. So back to the middle of the field it is. UAE come out with a hiss and a roar. A couple of minutes played here already in this, 3 minutes almost played here in this chukker. And the first score, we get a whistle. Just looking for a little bit of order in that line out. We'd like to see the ball come in and out and open this game up, but once again it gets stuck in the middle line. It is coming away with it is Juan Jauretche. Juan up on the boards, looks to peel this one off, does so, waits for himself, couldn't get it in towards the middle of the field. He ends up going straight down the boards, but first onto it is going to be Beresford. Beresford. Oh, sneaky, looks we go to the backhand, doesn't, takes it round the corner, gets hooked off out of it, the ball's left, but first onto it is going to be Hassel. Hassel, there with Kulu Gonzalez. In behind is Beresford. Beresford picks it up here now, going with him there is Kulu Gonzalez, sends it up the front door here now for Sheikh Matha. Matha up onto this here, gets the tap into that one there, couldn't get the next shot off, and it looks like it is going to be Luquin comes in there underneath the swing of Bautista. We get a whistle on the play. So the ball's been dropped down from the spot. It looks like it's just been explained by umpire Wright. And the ball's been dropped down on the spot here now for Habtoor. Gonzalez is quickly changing on Expensiva to bring Acuna back, I'd say, later. And in comes Bauti. Bauti goes with a one-time play in towards the goal. It's looking good, but it looks like it's just drifted to the left. So good strike there by Bautista with 100 yards out from goal, and unfortunately just drifting to the left. Beresford quickly changing as Hassel now comes to bring the ball back into play once more. Grotto brings it up there, in behind. Kulu Gonzalez sends it out wide this time, looking and watching to see where Beresford is. Always over the top of that one there, but first onto it, keeping half an eye on that, and half an eye on Kulu was Hasso, and he sends it out the front door here now for Luquin. Luquin kept the other side of it there by Juan Jauretche. Jauretche plays his backhand, looking to set it up there for Bautista. He gets ridden off out of it, and in comes Luquin, changes direction once again, sending it out for Beresford, spreading the players across the field, and Beresford goes with a big lofted drive, but it looks like that one's gone wide out towards the right-hand side, but it's landed softly, and it looks like it's going to be Sheikh Matha to come onto this first. Plays the backhand, back to the back of the D, as it were to say, but first onto it is going to be Gonzalez. Gonzalez gives that ball a slap up the field here, but first to come up onto it is going to be Grotto. Grotto coming out up onto it. Grotto. In comes Kulu once again. He gets a bit of a steal on that one, but Beresford takes control of the play. Beresford turns back inside, looks to see where the players are, and sends it over the top here now, looking for Luquin, but he looks like he's been pushed out of it and kept good control of him there. Bautista, he opens up the backhand, open towards the boards for Juan Jauretche, plays it on his near side with Grotto with him. Grotto reaching round to get the hook in onto him there, but it's flicked out here there by Gonzalez for Bautista, and Bautista's on the play here now, being pushed in there. Here's Kulu by Tommy, but he just sends that one up the front door here for Mohamed Habtoor on Malinji. Mohamed up onto this one here, gets a good driving shot on Malinji, sends it straight forward and now cuts this one in. Matha going, cutting the line down on Truman, cuts the angle down. He goes with a driving shot. Does Mohamed, it's looking good, but it looks like he's just pushed it too far. A great run there by Mohamed Habtoor, but just pushed it a little too far. And out to the right-hand side of the goalpost it goes. So the ball's on the back line whilst Hassel quickly changes pony. Beresford looks to bring it in. He does. He brings it forward. Hassel goes out underneath the neck, like he was going towards the left to play the next shot, but cuts across round to the right and back onto his Hassel. Goes one-time play, comes off that pony and crunches it into the pony. And we get a whistle on the play. And so we will have a penalty here now in favour of Habtoor, as Juanjo Richie just leads expectancy off the field. Or rather Pacifica. And in the meantime, I'd just like to give a shout out to a couple of people. And we have Nasiru Mohammed, best of luck. Mohammed, let's hear who you're actually calling for. Zayed Khan, I love Abu Dhabi. Great city, great guys in the team, but unfortunately not playing here this afternoon. But we'll be out there on Sunday. Zahid John, again, saying hi. Jaime Kingston Fowler, saying cheers from Punta del Este in Uruguay. And once again, best of luck to both teams from Alec Martinez there in Florida. And the ball's being moved for a 60-yard penalty in favour of Habtoor. As I said, the rules of polo are set up for safety of horse and player. And players will be penalised for drilling the ball into a player when they've got other options, and that player's not impeding them. So Bautista Bezigar comes up to this one here now. He drives it, it's high and straight over the top it is from Bautista Bezigar, making the score 1 goal all here in Chukka number 1. Bautista, very strong indeed, incredibly talented player, and a great penalty taker indeed, very consistent indeed. And there goes the first two, ladies and gentlemen. That there will end Chukka number 1 of our second semi-final here this afternoon at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club on the Southern Bin Zayed field. 1 goal all, and now we'll go to a few messages and adverts from Polo Line. So, welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club for our Polo Line viewers for our second semi-final between UAE and Habtoor. 1 goal apiece in it so far. Mesa to come out on Papita. Luquin on Alonso. Hassel on Esmeralda. And Samson for Tommy Beresford. Bautista to come out on Tremenda. Porroso for Kulu Gonzalez. Luca for Juan. And I'll just have to check to see if I can see who Mohammed's on. So back to the middle of the field with the Chukka number 1 ending with a goal from the penalty from Bautista Bezigar. For our Polo Line viewers, we just have the replay of that. Strikes the ball beautifully, amazing timing, and just makes it look so easy. So Peter Wright lines the two teams up, waiting for Beresford to get over onto his own side. And there it is, ball bowled into play, skews off out the back here now for Beresford. Beresford opens up the backhand looking for Lukeen. Lukeen reaches out a long way, gets hooked off out of it by Kulu. Kulu takes away the hook from Hassor, opens up the backhand, underneath the telly goes, and you see Bauti coming onto it. Tommy was thinking of going in, but he checked up and said, right, no, go man, then ball, but Bautista keeps control of it here now. Bauti comes forward once again onto the end, that comes through past him on that one there, show and go there from Lukeen. He goes up past Lukeen. Lukeen gets a good shot off that one, sends it up underneath the neck there, and it's left there for Hassel Crottle. Crottle plays the backhand, opens it up for Lukeen. Coming onto it is Kulu Gonzalez there with him, putting the pressure on him, turns him inside, looks to see what his options are, takes the ball away, decides to go himself, reckons he's got the pony to get up past Kulu Gonzalez on this one here now, on Porroso. He goes up and over the top of that one there as the balls go skyward bound, and hopping around the corner there is Porroso, giving a little bit of space and time there as Bautista looks after Hassel, but Lukeen's back in there, goes with the driving shot there, and he sends that one towards the goal. It's drifting a little bit wide as he's pushed off out of it there by Lukeen, and it goes out over the back line. A good turn of play there by Habtoor, with the good discipline of the players. As Hassel Crottle brings it back into play once more. Hassel drives this one up the middle of the field here now, trying to get up there for Beresford. Doesn't quite get to him, and he just gets impeding his play a little bit there by Juan Hareche, and we get a whistle on the play. Tommy, you can see on here now, Hassel drills it out there. Tommy just has to check up and wait for this ball to come back. And Juan Hareche just gets a little bit in front of him on that ride-off. And so the ball's now taken up to a position he would have been if he hadn't been impeded, to the halfway line. Tommy evidently thinking he wanted some more out of it, but the umpires said you're going towards the boards and it's an awful long way from where it is. Living on rather dangerous ground, Mr. Chirpy out there in the middle of the field. As Hassel Crottle comes up to this one here now. Goes with the driving shot. But over the top of the ball it goes there. It hasn't got the legs to go all the way. It's slightly out towards the left-hand side, but Lukeen comes onto this one here. We get a whistle on the play. As he tries to straighten up onto that one, Bautista is saying, it's mine. And the ball's placed down for a penalty 5 in favour of Habtoor Polo. Juan Hareche. Mohamed's on Macho. There with Mather. Taps it in, does. Hareche. Hareche runs it at Lukeen. Puts it the other side of him, goes round him, gives him the old nutmeg and says thank you very much indeed. Takes it forward onto his near side. Can't get onto that one there, but the ball gets left behind this time. It's for Bautista to clear up. Bautista puts it the other side there of Lukeen. Here's the call, drives that one up over the top. Who's going to be first to come to light with this one here? It looks like it's going to be Beresford. The big acute neck shot for Hassel. Hassel clears out towards the clubhouse side once again. Hassel and Juan Hareche. Hareche gets the ride off, sends the backhand in for Lukeen to pick it up off out of the air. Showed a little bit too much of that one there for Bautista, and he takes away the play. Does Bautista, flicks off out in towards the middle of the field. First onto it is going to be Kulu Gonzalez, stick side, near side. Away there from Hassel it is, but he gets ridden off out of it, and he managed to keep control. Possession does Kulu, but as he tries to come back to the play, we get a whistle on the play. It's heated, they're getting a little bit contested, a little vocal out there, you can see on the replay. Lukeen got the ride off, but he tried to come back to the ball when trying to keep control of the player. He just infringed Hassel, and Hassel launches this ball up the field here this time. Tommy being taken control of by Bautista once more. And it is making the turning players Hareche right in front of Lukeen. This now will get moved up here for a penalty in favour of the UAE. You can see there, clearly turning in front of Lukeen. Tend to hold back a bit, then push themselves in onto that line. You have Kulu Gonzalez quickly changing. And the ball being teed up by Tommy Beresford on the 40-yard line for a penalty 3 in favour of the UAE. Beresford, he strikes it, it's head height. It gets cut out of the air there by Bijiga, but it's now onto it. Oh, we get a whistle on the play. Was he out too soon? Let us see. What is the story? What have the umpires decided? And what did they see on that one there? It looks like somebody is in the wrong place. I think Gimondaburi might have just got himself in the wrong place, and we have a penalty 5B being given in favour of Habtoor. I think actually there's been a little bit of chirpy chirp going on as well, and Lukeen finding himself a yellow card. It'll be interesting for next season because these yellow cards will not be per game. They'll continue through the season here in the UAE for next season. And the possibility of fines being associated with them too. So at the end of the month when they might go for their paycheck, it might be a question of, sorry Sheikh, I actually owe you some money this month. That'll get put into the kitty. It's like a naughty box for the swear box. So the ball's placed on the halfway line here for Bautista Beziga. Bauti taps it, gets a little bit closer to Lukeen. This time he leans into that one there. It's along the ground, but Kulu cuts it out of the play. He looks to come back inside. He can't get back onto it though, but Hassel does. Hassel, not the backhand he was looking for. Kulu onto it, and he sends this one goalward bound in towards the goal. Goal judge isn't quite sure, but yes, it goes wide. Good reflex action there by Kulu, quickly getting onto that opportunity, but the ball just drifting wide. Grotto up onto the play here now. Goes out towards the clubhouse side for Beresford. He's given a little bit too much of that one there. No, Bautista can't get onto it, but he's just left that one behind. Coming around onto it, though, is going to be Hassel. There with Kulu. Decides to take the one-time play. Goes under the neck with it. It looks like that one. Manages to stay in play. Off the boards it comes for Juan Jaureche. Good strong backhand back down into the middle of the field, but Hassel sends it back. Reciprocates one more. Beresford wheels himself round the corner there. Back to the clubhouse side. With him goes Bautista Beziga. Bauti. And Tommy. Just yields off him. Taps it once more after told to use it, and we get a whistle on the play. He's been marked. And you see Bautista comes away from it, and he just continues to play the tap-tap off too many taps. We want to get this opened up. He had time to go run with it, but opted not to do so, and we get a penalty here now in favour of Habtoor. For Juan Jaureche. Jaureche taps it up there once again to Lukeen. Keeps it moving forward. This time he goes on the run here now. Reckons he's got the pony to get onto him. Bautista slips in behind him. Goes up past Hassel on that one there. Unfortunately left it behind, and in comes Lukeen. Lukeen turns the pace around by the backhand. Well taken out of it. There was Hassel by Bautista. Man then ball comes back round in towards the middle of the field. Here's Bautista, comes under the net, gets under that one there, and it's a little bit off the cane. It looks like it's going to be Mohamed Habtoor to come up onto this one first. Mohamed comes up on the play, taps it towards the goal, just gets stopped there by Mathan. The backhand comes to him by Beresford out towards the boards once more for Lukeen. Lukeen fighting there with Hassel. Sorry, with Juan Jaureche. It is Lukeen, picks it up here this time. Unleashes it, sends it up the field, up the front door it is here now, but it's only as far as Kulu Gonzalez sends the backhand, and out over the boards it goes, so we'll have a free hit. A drop ball for UAE. Ball is dropped, players on, Hassel Grotto. Comes up to it here now. Under the neck he goes with this one here now sends it up the front door looking for Beresford. Beresford tries to get away there from the hook of Kulu. The backhand comes in by Juan Hareche, trying to get to that one at pace. Thought he had enough space and time, the Betagar, but it wasn't quite enough as we had Lukin Monteverde coming straight up the line. And we can clearly see on the replay here now, you see he's coming across it, and it just wasn't quite enough room. So we'll have a penalty here for the UAE here in Chukka number 2. Only 1 goal apiece. We certainly had a plethora of goals in that first match. These two know each other so well, having played 2 finals previously this season against each other. Tying each other up tightly. And we have a 40-yard penalty for Tommy Beresford. Beresford strikes it, it's high, it's up over the top, but it's gone wide to the right it is. That 40-yard curse. Again, we have a few changes going on here now. And Juan Hareche brings it all ball back into play. Juan puts on the neck there for Bautista. Bauti jacks up on the play. Goes with the driving shot, sends it up the front door here now for Mohammed. Mather having just changed once more back onto Torman. Sends that ball up. Mather looking to come in onto the line here now, but Mohammed Habtoor coming through at pace here. Comes off the pony there of Mather's. First onto it is going to be Hassel. Hassel sends it back out of the boards. Waiting for it is Beresford. Beresford there with Bautista Bezagar. Bauti gets the better of the ride off and sends that back in, but first round up onto this one here. Kulu comes in on it across the front of Lukin Monteverde. Backhand on the replay, you can see from Bautista come in, and Kulu coming across the front of Lukin. Going back towards zone goal, so we'll have a spot penalty here in favour of the UAE as Hassel-Crotter brings it back into play once more. Hassel sends a good long driving shot looking for Lukin, but first come up onto this one here is going to be Bautista. Bauti looks to see where his teammates are, gets that backhand in. Trying to get onto it is going to be Juan Hareche, getting a bit of a push and a shove there from Beresford, and Beresford looks to try and come up with this one here, keeps pushing his way in onto that play. Kulu comes in to join the party, as does Hasso, and it gets sent out here now for Lukin. Lukin gets away from the break. Lukin Monteverde drags it forward once again. Lukin, tap, and through the goals it is for Lukin Monteverde. Goal number 2 here in Chukka number 2 for the UAE. A great shot of the replay here from the head on. Lukin keeping his head down, coming up to his Juan Hareche trying to get in close in contention and get the hook, but there's just too little too late and nothing that can be done. And there goes the hooter, ladies and gentlemen, to end Chukka number 2 with the score being 2 goals. It is to the UAE, 1 goal to Habtoor. And now for our Polo Line viewers, we'll go to a few messages and adverts.
Hello and welcome to Malaysia. Whether it's your first time here or on a returning flight, we at BP are committed to creating a pleasant experience for you through our new COVID-19 screening process here in KLIA. As soon as you arrive, please proceed towards the BP Health Screening Lounge.
While you proceed to walk past a thermal scanner which scans all arriving passengers. Our COVID-19 swab test online from your home country, please proceed to the self-registration kiosk to process your e-vouchers. If you have not yet purchased the swab test, do not worry, as our friendly BP registration staff will assist you with the process.
After registering, take a seat and relax at a world-class design lounge while you wait for your COVID-19 swab test.
Our dedicated team of healthcare professionals will be there to support you through the entire process. Our screening facility is also equipped with a state-of-the-art on-site COVID-19 lab to ensure a quick turnaround time and the release of the test result.
And that's it!
Here at BP, we hope that you have a pleasant experience with us throughout this process. Till we meet again next time, from everyone here at BP, take care and stay safe.
So welcome back to our Polo Line viewers and a view there of the UAE camp. Beresford just looking to remount up again, and in the meantime, and he should be remounting up onto Mercury. And just a few messages. Tariq Hisham Chowdhury. Hi everyone, I hope all is going good. Thank you very much indeed. Tariq, it is going great. Good luck to Habtoor Polo from Pakistan. Ian Kettlewell. Can't wait for the high goal season in the UK. Watching from Bulldog Barbers in Midhurst down there at Cowdrey. And Zahid John, hello UAE. UAE win. We'll just go to the last goal there for our Polo Line viewers. Cracking goal, avoided the hook, the first hook from Juan Jaureche, and just couldn't get back in time to prevent Luki Monteverde for scoring goal number 2. Mather out here on Troca. Aguilera for Lukin. And Demi for Hassel. Juan Jaureche on Bonbon. Bauti on Enunciado. Kulu on Socia. And the ball's back into play off the back of the line. Out it is Bautista on the near side. Bautista's slipped the pair of the white shirts here. Now Bautista going goal bound a little bit towards the left. Hassel coming back at him strong. Flicks that one in. A beautiful, timely little play there by Bautista. Basically levelling up the scores. That's all it takes. It's so deft, it's so subtle, it's such a beautiful touch there by Bautista. You can see him just push it away there to a place where Hassel couldn't get to it. Levelling up the scores at 2 goals apiece here in Chaka number 3. This could go all the way here. So 2 teams lining up there on umpire right, waiting for Bauti to come back to the middle. He's back there. The ball will be thrown back into play by umpire right. In it comes off the line out. It comes a little backhand there by Lukin, but back into the throes of things. Kulu looking for something, but no, it's going to be Hasselkrot to come away with it. He gets hooked off out of it. Mohammed plays the backhand, but only as far as Beresford, and we get a whistle on the play. As Mohammed comes in there on Beresford's backhand. You can just see it on the replay. Hassel comes in over the top of it. Mohammed plays the backhand. Quickly round onto it though was Tommy. Mohammed thought he had the line. And the ball's dropped down for a spot penalty from the backhand for Hasselkrotto. So Hasselkrotto tees the ball up. So Hasselkrotto. On the spot. Taps it forward. Gonzalez waiting for him. This time goes the shot. Doesn't quite get that one as clean as over the top as you would like. Coming on the meet there is Lukin and Juan Jaureche. Lukin lost sight of it, turns it round and faces up towards goal and drives this one towards goal, sending Bautista scurrying back for this one here, but he's got acres of space and he turns back inside. Gets stopped in his play there, does Beresford by Lukin as Bautista comes away from the back of the pair of them now. Tommy looking to get back in contention. The long reach of Beresford reaches out for that one there, but he couldn't quite control it. It's coming up onto it is Kulu Gonzalez. Kulu sends it out here now for Juan Jaureche. Jaureche, one-time play, gets hold of this one, but it gets stopped and plucked out the air there by Lukina. Great eye from this young, talented man. Here's the call. Tries to send that one up for Hassel. Doesn't go quite as far as you'd like. Couldn't get onto it. Could Juan Jaureche, but it gives Lukin the chance to do so on that near side. Here comes Bautista. He's over the top as well. They're all a bit tense and a bit nervous still. This is the third chucker. It is now Beresford sends it up here for Hassel. Hassel flicks that over the top. Gets a little bit of that one there, but too much, too little, and through the goals it goes for the UAE. Finishing it off there is Lukin Monteverde. Just having to ask for a little bit of time so he can just adjust his elbow pad. This gives the opportunity for Mohammed to quickly change, and the ball gets bowled into play, or not as the case may be, but the backhand comes in there by Bautista. Bautista's backhand for Kulu, but Hassel looking to get onto this first. Near side backhand keeps him off out of it. Beresford slips onto this one here now, with Bautista there with him. Here's the call, does so, swoops that one round the neck. First onto this one, it's going to be Hassel Grotto. Gets up past Kulu on this one for Lukin Monteverde. Lukin tries to go forward, can't do so. Gets a little black hand taken away from Kulu. Comes in with the hooking play, does Kulu Gonzalez, but through the goals it goes for Lukin Monteverde. He's woken up as a young man, and it's now 4 goals to the UAE. You see the little flick back there on the replay from Lukin. Could go one way or the other, but it worked fortuitously, keeping it away from Kulu Gonzalez. And allowing Hassel Grotto to come in and send it forward once more. 4-2 is the score. Ball bowled into play. In the line out, looking for it is Bautista, but we get a whistle on the play. You can see on the replay the ball gets bowled in. We've got a player possibly interfering with Beresford, and then in comes Bautista to try to actually come and steal that play, but no advantage coming there from it, so therefore we have a penalty for a 60-yard penalty in favour of the UAE here in Chukka number 3. We have a number of players quickly changing ponies. Keen to anyone left there on the field to tee the ball up. Mesa patiently waiting in the goal mouth by the side of the gold. Beresford circling round up onto this one here now. Goes the driving shot, he drills this one forward and straight through it is from the 60s for Tommy Beresford. Taking the score now, 5 goals it is to the UAE, 2 goals to Habtoor. On the replay there you can just see Beresford coming up to this one and drilling it nice and straight through the middle of the goals and over the top of all the players. 5-2 it is, so the line out. Ball bowled in, comes off out here now. Hasso looking for it, but it's going to be Lukin. Lukin comes away here now. Lukin Monteverde. Lukin getting away there from it here now, trying to get that ball forward, but working on it there. 60 onto his near side. Shows a little bit too much of that one there to Juan Jaureche. Sends a good backhand out towards the sides. Does Jaureche for. So arriving at this one first. You see the backhand there from Juan Jaureche. Hassel getting onto that one first, and in comes Bautista and gives him a big push and a shove and pushes him off out over the boards. The umpire's deeming he was possibly coming in a little bit behind the saddle there. So we have a 60-yard penalty, a penalty for, but this time from the other end for Tommy Beresford to try and make it 6-2. Lukin just changing off Aguilera. Clarify Sage pony. So Beresford goes this one here. It's hard, it's straight, and it's through the middle. It is Mr. Beresford, the 60-yard penalty taker. 6 goals it is now to the UAE. 2 goals to Habtoor. So ball back into play once again, but Lukin pops up with this one here now. Sends a backhand up there for Beresford. Beresford slip Bautista. Beresford up on the move here. Trying to get this one cleanly, straightening it up here. The ball bouncing and bobbling. In comes Bautista, takes it, sends a little backhand, but not quite enough. Gets quickly round back onto his Bautista, sends it up forward once again. Beresford's there, and Beresford finishes it off. All discombobulated, and in the confusion there, Beresford finds his way for goal number 7. Tries to flick that away, but the next man in onto it was Hasso, and he just passed that one up to Beresford just to drop it through the goal mouth. Great pressure there by the UAE. for goal number 7. 7 goals to 2 it is here in Chukka number 3. And Sheikh has just drawn the attention of the umpires as a shoe on the field. So will they be picked up off the field? Just in case a horse treads on it. So Peter Wright to line the two teams up here now. Bowls that ball into play. Cleanly out the back of the line out this time. It's Bautista on the near side once more. Bautista looking to straighten himself up and get the little mare running, and in comes Beresford on his near side again for Bautista. Near side under the neck, tries to get the angle, couldn't do so, went a little bit straight with this one here. Can he get to it in time? No, he just runs out of space. So Hasselgrotto and the UAE to bring it back into play. Here's the call, drives this one up here now. First up onto this one here, looks like it's going to be Beresford. Beresford up onto his near side. Beresford once again coming forward, this time onto his stick side, reaches out a long way and gets it away there from Bautista. He sort of shadows Bauti, puts it in the air, puts it across, and there it is, Nahyan, coast to coast it is for Tommy Beresford for goal number 8 here in Chukka number 3. On the replay there, plucks out the air, gets the hook, but there's enough momentum on it, and the pony turns around and takes it forward and puts it through. UAE as cool as ice out there here in Chukka number 3 on an absolute rout. So back to the middle of the field it is now for umpire Wright to ball the ball into play. And there goes the hooter, ladies and gentlemen, but the ball was in, so we have the 30 seconds. The backhand comes in by Kulu, looking to set it up here now for Haurichi. Juan Haurichi. Juan comes inside Beresford. Juan sets it up forward here now. He knows he's got Mohammed up the front door. Mohammed straightens himself up onto this one here. Mohammed gets a little tap shot, gets hooked off out of it. The ball's left there behind and flicks it through there. Does Juan Haurichi, finishing it off there to end Chukka number 3, with the score being 3 goals. It is to Habtoor, but it's 8 goals to the UAE. You see Beresford just coming off the field, and as we go into half-time, we'll have a few messages, interviews and adverts from our sponsors from Polo Line.
Yo arranqué jugando al polo en Centauros, bueno, siempre me bancó mi viejo. Nada, hay un polo de chicos que era muy divertido, jugaban muchos chicos de mi edad. Después pasé a jugar en Lineita, que ahí fue cuando empecé a jugar más torneos de grandes, empecé a jugar bastante más. Y después en la pandemia arranqué en Ercina, que aprendí un montón de caballos, de polo, de organización. Es impresionante, que me dio mucha ayuda en lo deportivo. Un día estábamos comiendo con mis primos y me mandó: Pupito, ¿te enteraste lo que nos pasó? Y yo no entendía nada. Y nada, después me contaron que si quería venir a Dubái 4 meses, de diciembre a fines de marzo. Nada, y ni lo dudé. Tomé el primer vuelo y me vine. Bueno, mi experiencia en la Challenge estuvo muy buena. Jugamos el primer partido con Lucero. Nada, primer partido de él jugando con mayores. Nada, arrancamos así, que fue un programón. Después, nada, una semifinal bravísima contra Ancora, que ganamos ahí en lo último. Y bueno, después en la final se nos dio, por suerte tuvimos una ventaja de medio gol que después nos dio la victoria. Y UAE es como que siempre son buenas vibras. Meta es como que siempre te dan confianza, Lucas también. Bueno, el equipo era, Meta, Clarita Casino, que la conocí acá y re buena onda, y Pupito, que es mi amigo de toda la vida, la pasé a pleno. Pues UAE es algo muy unido, es todo siempre para adelante, es impresionante lo que Lucas, Jaso, Tommy saben de polo, aprendés todos los días, como en las caballerizas, como en el partido cuando juegan el alto, y ahora el día que me tocó a mí me sentía muy cómodo. Nada, por la buena onda me parece que es lo mejor de UAE.
Cavalry choirs are singing, be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, I know St. Peter won't call my name, never an honest word, but that was when I ruled the world.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a few stats here for you as the two teams come back out of the field after half-time for checker number 4. 3-8 is the score, field goals, 2 for Habtoor, 6 for UAE. Throw-ins, Habtoor have controlled the throw-ins, 7-2. Fouls committed, though, 8 by Habtoor, 4 by UAE. Yellow cards, 1 for the UAE. Penalties, 1 from 1 for Habtoor, 2 from 3 for UAE, and no safety penalties. So we're back here now as the players come back out in the field. We line up in front of us. We'll have Sheikh on Lotta. Is another sage mare, I believe. The others were all a little bit indiscriminate about what it was they were actually going to play in the second half of this match. The back shoe's just been taken off the field. Kian, behave yourself. Buena Region Bridge. Meister again for Bauti. And Morekos for Gonzalez, but out of the line out is Bautista. Bautista sends a long shot at the front door, looking for Bautista, but the first shot is looking for Kulu, but first on to is going to be Hasso. Hasso opens up the near side backhand for Beresford to come onto. Here's the call. Swooping onto it, though, is Haurechi. Haurechi checks up the play, steals it there, takes it on the near side away from Lukin. Creeping onto it, though, is going to be Bautista. Bautista swooping onto that play, gets swamped there by Lukin, but Haurechi comes onto it, but it gets stolen by Beresford and back to Bautista. Turns around the corner here now. Bautista, he's got Lukin with him, comes the other way, comes back inside, looks to straighten himself up and face up towards the goal, looking for Lukin just to yield off that one there. Does so, sends a driving shot, looking for Mohamed Habtoor. Mohamed Habtoor coming up onto this one here now, but it looks like it's going to beat him out over the back line, running out of space. So it's left there on the back line. Opportunity gone a begging there. Just a little bit to the left-hand side of the post. Now Hassel Kroto and the UAE will bring back into play. Hassel drives this one up underneath the neck here. Does Kroto out there for Lukin. Going back with him is Bautista. Allows him that play and then hopes to cut him down in the next play. But he's got the legs there. Has Lukin reached out a long way. Taps it forward. Taps it again. Dribbles this ball beautifully. Tap, tap, tap there by Lukin. Monteverdi puts goal number 9 on the board there for the UAE. Stamping their authority on this match here so far. And you can see on the replay here, Bautista trying to get back to him, but it's Lukin. Lukin Monteverdi tapping it once, tap it twice. And just allowing that one for the next tap to go through the goals for goal number 9. So the ball back into play. It is frontal line out, trying to go away is Lukin. He gets taken away from him there by Mohamed. Mohamed Habtoor going forward with it here now. Gets a driving shot and sends that one up here for Haurechi. It's Juan Haurechi. You got Beresford, you got Lukin, both going back to him. A good straightening shot there by Haurechi. He's a little bit wide out towards the side. Has to check up, looks to come inside, does so. Overruns it, does Lukin, but it looks like that ball's just gone out over the back line and ran out of space. Just got a little bit too much on it. So on this back line, attacks and pressure there by Habtoor, but it results in a hit in for Hassel Kroto. Hassel drills this one out towards the side here now, looking for Lukin. Lukin coming onto it here. Lukin straightens this one up, gets another bite of the ball at the top of the bounce here. Going back with him is Bautista. Bautista rides him off out of it and leaves it for Juan Haurechi. Beresford there comes in with the hook, quickly round up onto it though. Back onto it is Haurechi. Oh, and he's over the top of that one, but he manages to drag it forward, goes with the big neck shot and drives that one up the field here, but not quite enough there to get to Kulu, but it goes there for Hassel Kroto, and UAE turns it back in again. In comes Bautista. Ball flicked away from him, up for Lukin. Lukin up onto it, underneath the neck he goes. He hears that Beresford's in the middle of the field, and Beresford checks up. In comes Kroto to try and spoil his play, as does Kulu, but he just checks up quietly and steadily, comes off the pony. It's backed out from the teeth of goal. In comes Lukin, goes under the neck and puts it away for double figures here for the UAE. 10 goals it is to the UAE. 3 goals Habtoor. A little messy at that top end there. But eventually Lukin goes with the next shot and puts it through. So the lights come on here at the field. Here at Ghantoot. As umpire Ban blows his whistle and just looks for a little bit of a gap to bowl that ball in it comes, and off it comes here now. Looking for it was Mohamed, but Lukin comes away with it, leaves off it, leaves it now for Hassel. Hassel Kroto goes under the neck with that one there, looking to get that one up there for Sheikh Matha. Sheikh Matha just keeping Bautista Bezigar off it and goes to the ball here this time, goes under the neck and straightens that one up, trying to get it up to Lukin, but first onto it is Bautista. He gets a bit of a nudge and a budge behind the saddle, but it's going to be Lukin on it here now. Lukin hooked off out of it by Kulu. In comes Hassel to try and help him out. Playing with great verve. Here are the UAE team, but it goes out over the back line. So the ball's placed down there for Hassel, for Juan Haurechi to bring in. Hassel goes on the neck. Out here now for Bauti. Bauti gets towards Black. In comes a long shot up there for Mohamed Habtoor. Mohamed Habtoor coming up to it here now with Sheikh Matha. Gets a good driving shot at the top of the bounce. There's Mohamed. It's a little bit straight. He needs to get on there. Matha comes in, pushes him wide off it. Goes with the backhand. Couldn't quite get it with that one cleanly. Mohamed comes in, flicks that one in towards the middle of the field here now. Takes it a little bit further backwards. Goes with the tail backhand. The backhand shot comes in. Who's going to be first to alight onto this one here? It's Kroto. Kroto checks up, turns back inside. Kroto Lets the troops go forward, gets told to use it, drives this one wide, out now for Beresford, linking up well. Crotto leaves the field of play to quickly go and change ponies, goes for the driving shot, doesn't get the shot he was looking for. Bautista's up onto this one here first. Mather clears Bauti, and we end up unable to make the play. So you see on the replay there, Bautista comes in, Mather just wanted to clear, knowing she was wrong, but unable to make the advantage come to Habtoor's advantage. We have a spot play. And we have a change here now for Bautista. And Kulu's going to do likewise, so Bautista looking for a pony. Hasso time, Tommy's changing, Juan's changing. Kulu Gonzalez going down to the bottom end for a change. Off big, open Marukos. See Kulu there, just quickly changing down that bottom end. So Bautista. All players changed and back onto the field. We'll get this underway once more. 2:17 on the clock it is, and 10-3 is the score. Here in Chaka number 4. Bautista in behind. Haureche taps it forward. Lukin waiting. Brings it. Leaves it. Goes himself. Does. Juan Haureche. Haureche coming forward here now. Haureche up in between the players. He's got Beresford in behind. Gets the hook. Does Beresford, but couldn't get the backhand, but it's left for Bautista. Bautista's trying to come forward with it. Ball just flicks off out towards the side, but it's going to be Kulu Gonzalez to try and straighten this one up here now. It's flicked away from him there by Beresford. Beresford trying to come onto the play, but it's Lukin who slips on first, plays the backhand, changes the direction of play, looking for Hassel Crotto. Hassel gets in underneath the pony, hopping and bouncing, couldn't get the next play. The backhand comes in there by Kulu Gonzalez, unleashing Haureche. It's taken away from Haureche by Mather. Mather brings the ball forward through all the pack of players here now, but it's met there by Bautista. It gets flicked off out towards the side there. Lukin couldn't take any further. Hassel onto it here now, flicks it up for Lukin Monteverde in behind, slits Beresford, flicked away from him there by Kulu Gonzalez, opens it up in towards the middle of the field for Bautista to slip onto here now. Bautista sends Haureche forward, and he sends the big bomb up the front door there for Mohamed Habtoor. It's a little bit out towards the left-hand side. Mohamed up onto the play here now. Jacks up, tries to come inside. Backhand comes in by Hassel, putting it back in towards the middle of the field. Tommy changes direction once again, opens it up, tries to get hold of it there. Was Lukin, he's over the top too, gets called to leave it by Sheikh. I hear a call, and she goes herself, gets hooked off out of it by Kulu Gonzalez. Gonzalez turns, faces back up towards goal once more. Hassel trying to get it into the play here now, but coming through it there is Kulu Gonzalez, setting the goalward shot in under the neck there for Juan Haureche, but he has to play a backhand as it flicks out towards the side once more. They're all blocked and stopped, tries to take it backhand. There goes the first two to the backhand, comes in, and this goal is impervious for Habtoor. The defence by UAE is just too strong. Attempting it from all angles and directions, and still it gets blocked, and eventually the ball goes wide. And that there will end Chaka number 4, with the score being 10-3 in favour of the UAE. And now once more we'll go to a few messages and adverts from Polo Line.
queremos agradecer por hacer que este evento sea maravilloso.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're back here at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club for our Polo Line viewers as Lukin gives it the Nico Perez special. In fact, before that, it was the Bautista Hagi used to mount like that all the time for us with a few grey hairs. So back out on the field it is for the fifth and final chukker of our second semi-final. Sheikh and Mather coming out on Vicky. The other boys a little bit indeterminate about what they're actually going to come out on, but I can see Hassel coming out here on Secretaria. Luxury for one. Tremendo, I believe it is, for Bauti. And possibly Expensiva for Culo Gonzalez. And back into play it is for Hassel Crotto. Sends it out underneath the neck towards the clubhouse for Lukin. Checks up on this, straightens it up. One touch polo, drives it up, looking for Beresford, but first onto it is going to be Juan Jauretche. Comes in, makes a spoil of his backhand, but out towards the boards it goes. And Lukin quickly onto that one there with Bautista Bejigar with him, but in comes Hasselcroft to come and support him. He doesn't need the help, or does he? Because it looks like Bautista's going to come up with this one here now. Bautista flicks it forward, waiting for it to clear. No, you've got Culo on Acuna. He comes up onto this ball here now and gives that ball a ride up the front door here now, looking for Juan Jauretche. Jauretche scurrying to try and get back to this one in time, and it looks like it's gone through the goals. Was it on the full or was it from Jauretche? Let's see on the replay, ladies and gentlemen. A massive launch there by Culo Gonzalez, and coming up onto this one here, yes, it was finished off there by Juan Jauretche. Taking the score now, 4 goals it is to Habtoor, but it's 10 still to the UAE as the ball gets. The two teams line up here now. Ball into play, off the front line, there it is. Mather comes away with it here now. Mather couldn't get the next shot off. The backhand comes in by Jauretche, but it's stopped and turned in the play there by Culo Gonzalez. Culo looking to run this one here. Tries to get up onto that one there. Couldn't get it. He was looking to have the horse race, but not to be. And the backhand comes in by Lukin. Reciprocated by Juan Jauretche. Going back onto it, though, is Lukin. Gets hooked off out of it. Couldn't take it forward. Trying to get up onto that one there is Hassel Grotto. But waiting for him all day, there was Bautista Bejigar, as we can see on the replay. In comes Culo, gets the hook, closes him down. Hassel coming across from an angle, seeing something totally different from everybody else, and we ended up with a penalty here now in favour of Habtoor. From looks like the 30-yard line for a penalty too. Bautista Bejigar looks to take the penalty here now. Bautista. Bautista, he drives, he shoots it straight. What else would you expect? And there it is. Goal number 5 on the board for Habtoor. 5 goals to 10. See on the replay as Bautista comes round. Apparently beautifully balanced. Waiting, watching, listening. And back to the middle of the field it is. So the ball back into play as Lukin tries to get back on side, but it looks like it's going to be Bautista drills this one forward, trying to get up there for Jauretche. But first a light onto this play here now will be Beresford. Beresford on the near side. Deflects off the pony, but still manages to get an awful lot of distance on it. In comes Bautista and Lukin. Lukin checks up on the play, controlling it here, looking to straighten things up again, but in comes Bautista. But Hassel says, thank you very much, I'm going to come in and take that one from you. But to join the party once more is Culo Gonzalez, coming underneath the swing, looking to yield off out of the way as Bautista. But it's now there for Hassel. Hassel drives this up, looking for Beresford. Turning back onto it is Juan Jauretche, but Beresford gets the hook and sends it up now for Lukin once more. Lukin going back there with Culo Gonzalez, opens up the backhand to help it a little bit further on its way is going to be Juan Jauretche. Jauretche's ball settles now for Bautista looking to get away from the attention of Hassel. Grotto does so. Lukin being kept wide here now by Gonzalez, as it is Bautista. He's a little bit straight on that one there. He's going to have to check up and see what Hassel's got. Hassel comes in, plays the shot now, but he leaves it for Bautista, and Bautista coming across his own back line here now, and Bautista looking to put it away, but Lukin comes in, clears it away for the UAE once more. Drilling this ball up forward here now is Lukin, looking for Tommy. Backhand comes in by Haurechi. Haurechi's backhand picked up on the near side there by Lukin. Out towards the boards he goes. Picks it up on the near side once more. The young man's flying down the field here now. Tries to come onto it, but he just gets... Ooh, we get a whistle on the play. Haurechi thought that he had the play on. Let's see if we can see on the replay here now. Lukin comes in on that near side play. Near side there for Juan Haurechi. Possibly slipped across the front of Lukin, coming through at pace. Near side correct, but his momentum carried him over the line of the ball of the oncoming Lukin Monteverde, and we have a penalty here now in favour of the UAE from the 30-yard spot. Being teed up by Lukin. So players called as Hassel disappears off the far end of the field. Thought Mathan might have been wanting to take this one, but it looks like it's been left for Tommy Beresford to walk up to. Tommy comes into this one here and drives it straight through the middle of the pylons. Legs 11 it is. 11 goals to the UAE. 5 goals to Habtoor. See on the replay there, Beresford casually walking up to that one there. That big swing of his, thumping it through the upright. And Hassel just joining from the far end of the field as the ball's bowled into play. Into play it is. Coming off with it here now is Bautista, sending it out the front door, but it looks like Hassel's going to be back to that one first. In comes the pressure there from Juan Haurechi, flicks it onto his near side and out towards the side there for Beresford. Beresford, one-time play, a big bomb up the field here underneath the neck for him, but first it will be Bautista. Bautista. Under the tail he goes with this one here now. Sends this one forward. Bumped off out of it there by Lukin. Didn't get the right off. Didn't get the backhand he was looking for. It's left for Kulu Gonzalez. Gonzalez takes it away there from Hassel Grotto. But Hassel quickly back in contention once again. He has to reach back a long way. Gets a little bit of a milk run going on here now. Does Kulu Gonzalez. Gonzalez looking up towards the goal here now. He's got Hassel coming in from behind and he flicks that one in towards the goal. Gets close enough and says thank you very much indeed for goal number 6 by Kulu Gonzalez. 6 goals it is to Habtoor, but 11 to the UAE, and 2 minutes left to play here in... Actually, I think it might have even been, looking at the replay there, it was an own goal by Hassel Grotto as he comes in on the near side to try and steal that one away from Kulu Gonzalez. Let's quickly changing down the bottom end there is Lukin Monteverde. Ball back into play. Into play it is. Looking for it there is Gonzalez. Flicks it away from Hassel. Up for Mohammed. Mohammed Habtoor here now. Going forward. He's got Beresford out there in front of him. He goes up onto his near side. Leaves it now for Bautista. But in comes Beresford. Beresford can't get there in time. And there it is. Goal number 7 on the board there for Habtoor. For Bautista Vesiga. 7 goals it is to Habtoor. 11 to UAE. Back to the middle of the field is once more. For Tim Bowen to bowl this in. Bowls into play. Beresford coming in from changing at the top end of the field. Backhand comes in by Bautista, looking to set it up there for Haurechi. But first onto it is going to be Tommy Beresford. Here's the call. Opens it up. Over the top there goes Kulu. Lost the rein. It's going to be Hassel. Hassel tries to drive that one up there for Lukin. Lukin flattens up onto it. Couldn't quite pick it up near side, stick side, but it's going to be Kulu Gonzalez looking to get back onto this one here now. But it's going to be Bautista. Bautista straightens it up and drives this one up over the top of the players here now. Looking for that one. They are up in the lights and it comes down up there in front of Mohammed. He picks it up, doesn't pick it up, gets called off it, but it's Kulu Gonzalez coming back here now. Kulu Gonzalez drives this one in towards the goal, and through the goals it is for Matias Gonzalez for goal number 8. 8 goals it is to Habtoor. 11 to the UAE. You see on the replay there, Kulu just opens the shoulder and drives it through. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the end of our second semi-final for His Highness, the President of the UAE Polo Cup 2022. Running out the winners, the UAE against Habtoor. So our finals on Sunday will be Bindrai and UAE. Great to see Bindrai back into the high goal series here in the UAE. Didn't play in the Gold Cup series up in Dubai, but joined down here in the President's Cup and got themselves into the final, which will hope tease them back up into playing the whole of next season. And we just see the progression through the game. We see Hasso and Matha coming off the field. 1-1 at the end of Chukka number 1. 2-1 in favour of UAE in Chukka number 2. In Chukka number 3, the rot started with the UAE. 8 goals to 3. And in Chukka number 4, 3-10. At the end of Chukka number 5, the final score, 8 goals to Habtoor, 11 goals to the UAE. And now we'll go to a few of the best goals here, of which there were quite a few. We have Beresford coming round up onto the play here now. Straightens himself up and just drills that one from a distance, and through the goals it goes. Of those Polo Line viewers, Luki Monteverde breaking through here, avoided the first hook, couldn't get back to it in time. Good Aurechi and just puts it away, taps it all the way through, running that ball through the goals is Luki Monteverde. Bautista on the play. Bauti traps it forward and just deftly puts that away for Hasso, out of reach of him and through the goals. Beresford, Kulu clears. Beresford sends it up there for Hasso. Hasso gets half stuck out of the air by Aurechi, but Lukin Monteverde puts it through the goals. And once again, Lukin flicks that one back there. Hasso feeds it forward once again, picks it up on the near side in the air for Lukin Monteverde. Beresford away there from Bejagar, goes to push him away, does so, comes forward onto it once more. Enough momentum and the pony helping it out there, and through the goals it goes. Here we have Lukin once more. Takes this one away from Bautista. And Lukin runs that one all the way home. And once more we have, that great shot there by Kulu Gonzalez. Up there for Aurechi. Stick side and near side. And now we'll go where the sun has actually set. That's illumination from the lights here. We have Habtoor 8, UAE 11. Field goals, 6 goals for Habtoor, 8 for UAE. Throw-ins, Habtoor winning those throw-ins 13-4. Fouls committed, 9-6. 1 yellow card for the UAE. Penalties 2 from 2 in range there for Habtoor. 3 from 4 by the UAE. No safety penalties here this afternoon in our second of our semi-finals of the President of the UAE Polo Cup. There we are, back to some great views of the UAE Cup, getting their congratulations. Congratulations, Tommy. Matha. Most jubilant indeed. Hisham congratulating them all, of course. The polo management here, polo manager here at Ghantoot Racing and Polo Club. So, ladies and gentlemen, from our sponsors, from myself, Adam Snowden, and pololine.tv, thank you very much indeed, and please tune in on Sunday for our 2 matches, our subsidiary final and our main final between Bindrai and UAE to close out the high goal season here in Dubai. Thank you very much and good night.